You've got mail.
Yes!
Yes! I'm gonna open this box so hard. Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Everyday EDC. My name is Tyler and today we have an unboxing for you. This came in a trade. I know exactly what this is. I actually saw nothing but bad reviews on this despite being excited for it. So let's get into it. If I sound a little tired, my 2-month-old did not let me get any sleep, so we put him to sleep and we're doing an unboxing. That's what's going on right now. So, how do we attack this box? Let's just do this. Forgot to mention my unboxing knife for the day is the Benchmade Bug Out. If you guys saw how clean of a cut that was, we've been practicing our sharpening skills. But then I took this out into the... Actually, I took this out into the garden while we were doing some stuff. And I was literally hacking down like 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch thick like hollow limbs, but they were hard. And it held up. It did have some chips and stuff. Not chips, but like rolls. And, you know, it's kind of one of those things where you're like... Can I really be mad? Like I wasn't supposed to be using this for that. And it held up pretty well. I ironically did it after I like spent like hours trying to get that like mirror polish finish. The reason I'm going for that mirror polish finish is because that's like my pinnacle of sharpening. I see no need to do that on a daily basis. Oop, you saw it. It's a Vero Engineering knife. But I see no need to do that mirror polish on a daily basis. And in fact, I have my fixed blade Elementum that I only put like it's a Veneve stone and it was a 400 grit, but it's probably like Jared said, like, I don't know, closer to 800-900 grit. And that edge is so sticky. Like, you could feel it. It's like chopping through paper. Like as you're cutting through, it feels like a saw, but it's still smooth. But it's not like nearly like glassy smooth. But man, does it want to go! It like grabs it and just runs with the paper. It's crazy. So this is a Vero Engineering knife. I traded this, I believe, for the Praetorian Scout. So the guy reached out and offered this, and at first I was like, nah. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, why not? So let's take the knife itself out. Kind of look. The inside, there's not much going on the inside here. We do have the date this was... there's no date on here. It says design, the Isotope. This is the first run of the Vero Isotopes. M390 blade with the stonewash finish, marbled carbon fiber. Pretty cool little card that comes with it. Tells you a little bit about its history. I wish it would have told me like when it was born. Yeah, this is it, guys. So this thing got really bad reviews, and I'm gonna check some of those things now. The centering, that's not one of them, but the centering's good. This feels awesome. I can tell you right now, like I feel like I want to love this already. This is number 478, but we'll see. We'll see where this goes. One of the things they talked about was the stonewash finish being uneven. These are made by Best Tech, and they were really kind of more upset with the, Best Tech themselves than Vero, but Vero let it go through. And I mean, stonewashing, I get it. It's got to be even because it's a $500 knife, but that's how much this thing costs, by the way. But I mean, it's stonewashing, so as long as like you don't see levels, I don't know. So I don't see any problems with the stonewash finish, but there are a lot of people complained about that. The other complaint was this pocket clip, not going in your pocket all the way. I am wearing basketball shorts and it feels tight, so yes, that's gonna be a little bit tight on jeans. But, you know, we'll see where that goes. I'll give you guys a full review of it and what I think. Because I'm kind of going into this wanting to like this, which sucks because there's a lot of times that you want to like something and you end up being like, bleh, right? This is an integral, and it's just, these integrals make me so happy nowadays because it's like you put it in a hand and it's a different feeling. It almost feels like a fixed blade in hand. Not the ergonomics, but I'm saying like the heft and how confident you are that this thing's gonna work. Like and integrals give you that cool feeling. So here's a little plate for the integral that you could take this out and you could probably access the bearings from this right here. All right, so we got Vero Engineering right here. That just looks so gorgeous. That marbled carbon fiber. That looks awesome. All right, without further ado, let's reverse flick it because that's what I like to do, and then I'll do a one with the thumb or the flipper tab. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So ergonomically, I see what they're talking about. You kind of fall into this swell, and this feels nowhere near normal. But this, you're really in there. Like you're not. I mean, it's okay, but you're definitely forced into this position. So and again, that's fine. You know, we'll see as time goes on how we like that, but you do feel this pocket clip. That was one of the complaints. Is it's like sticking up into you on the first run, I think. And being that this is a first run, this might be the first run of pocket clips. I don't know, but you definitely feel it. It's not like crazy. There's nothing. I don't mind it, but you definitely feel it. So no, it's not like the hand melter that you get out of some knives, right? This blade looks awesome. Look at that. In my opinion, this is a gorgeous looking knife. I think this is super classy. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So let's see how the action is on the way down. I mean, I have no problem with that. I think it feels good, and then I kind of like that sound, but it's like it's basically just like kind of grinding on the tang, which they were complaining about that action too, and it's like if you guys kind of pay attention, and I'll see if this does anything for it. Okay, so I might chop that out because I did all that off screen. But so what we just established is that grinding sound that everybody's complaining about is literally the frame lock on the tang of the blade. It's on the detent track. So if you go like this, you can hear that. And I made this mistake before too. You hear that? That's the detent ball on the tang. Now, you hear, it's kind of hard because I don't want to cut myself, but you hear how it's not really there? Yeah, that's just the detent ball. So if I were to take this out and polish that side, or give it a chance to run that track in, that's going to be where it's at. Because I had the same issue with the Vero Axon, because I was hearing it, and then that's how I found out, because I was doing all this research into, like, what's going on, and Neves Knives happened to come out with a video on the same subject, and, he was talking about it. So it's out there, but in my opinion, it has nothing to do with the bearings, has nothing really to do with the action per se with the pivot and everything. It's all about the detent ball grinding on that tang, which just really means it's not broken in yet, I can kind of force it along by polishing that side if I wanted to, but I even like the sound that this does, because with the Axon, it's the same sound, but this blade's bigger, and so it sounds like you're like drawing your sword. And it is a dull thud, but I do enjoy that thud. So all in all, I mean, I think this is a really good looking knife. I'm not unsatisfied with the action. Yes, it's a $500 knife, so everybody's like, oh my gosh, the action. You gotta use it, right? That detent track will get worn in, but you gotta use it. but you don't want to fidget with it. Why? Because it's not fun to fidget with, and it's not fun to use because it's so big and blah blah blah. You're not going to break that sound in at all. Okay. And no, that wasn't the only complaint. One of the biggest complaints, like I said, was the stone washing, and the stone washing was that's a pretty good complaint. That's a QA issue for sure. I just don't see any with this. The ergonomics, another kind of complaint that it forces you there, and it definitely forces you there. This isn't like the most hand melting knife that I've ever felt, but I think it still feels okay. But I haven't used it for anything. Let me make a couple cuts here. So it does glide through this cardboard. All right. All right. So just from having made, what is that, 8-9 cuts, I think it actually feels okay, and it's gliding through the paperwork, or the paperwork. It's gliding through the cardboard. Now, that doesn't mean long term it's going to be a pain in the ass or it's not going to feel good or whatever. That might be the case. I'm not suggesting that this is great to go ergonomically for everything, but just at first glance, I don't see the same exact issues, and I see some superficially of the same exact issues. But I mean, I think I can address them. So, what are my first impressions of the Vero Vero Isotope? I might have been calling it something else the whole time. This is the Vero Isotope, by the way. I like it. I think it's like this to me, like you can take this blade and throw it on the Berg Blade's Iron Wolf. Like it looks like the Iron Wolf blade. And it's a pretty large knife. It's not quite as large as the Iron Wolf, but it's close. And I think it's pretty cool. It's like a slicey version. So I'm excited to carry it, but it is going to be a pocket tank. It's pretty large. That's all I got for you guys today. This is the Vero Isotope. My name is Tyler. This has been Everyday EDC. You guys stay sharp, stay safe, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Yeah.